Delicious. Last one. Look at that. And as you can see, they're holding together beautifully. Not crumbling, not falling apart. It's exactly what we're looking for. All right, today we're going to talk about salmon cake, something that we all love and enjoy so much. But here's the problem. Why do my salmon cakes always fall apart? And that's what we're going to talk about today. And I'm going to show you exactly how to fix that problem because it's horrible. You go through all this process, you make these beautiful, delicious salmon cakes, and then they fall apart. And so we want to fix that today. So just stay right there and we'll show you. We are using this blacktop pink salmon. Now, there are several types of canned salmon that you can use. Okay, I don't have one, say one brand is better than the other, but I did find this one is pretty good, but they're all pretty similar, okay? Now, with that said, one of the very first problems with your salmon cakes or salmon patties falling apart is the fact that you did not drain your salmon well enough. Now, I want you to see what I've done here. I have taken out a can, and you can see this is completely drained, almost just crumbly. And that's what we're looking for. And once you drain it and put it into a colander, you actually want to take your hand and you want to squeeze out that excess water. There is so much water in the canned salmon that you've got to get that water out because that's part of the reason why they are falling apart. Okay, now also, after you drain them, put them into a bowl, put plastic wrap over it, in your fridge for 32 minutes to an hour is preferable. Overnight, even better, because you really want this to settle, okay? We've talked a lot about pausing and settling, and this is one of the reasons that'll really help your cakes stay together, all right? Now, let's get started with what we're going to put into our salmon cakes. So we've got our salmon resting here. What I'm gonna start is we're gonna start making the dressing that goes in it, or the sauce to fold everything together, okay? I'm gonna start with one egg, like so. And then I'm gonna add, we have some red onion, some white onion, some green pepper, and some red pepper. And I'm actually gonna add this right into our bowl here. Some people will say you can saute these first. If you want to saute these first, that's fine. We've got about a quarter cup of the mix. Some people refer to this as the Trinity. If you go ahead and saute these first, make sure that after they're translucent, put them on a paper towel, wipe them dry. Again, the too much wetness is really the main culprit for your cakes falling apart. So you want to drain them. I think raw is perfectly fine. I don't have to saute them. They'll cook fine when we fry them into our cast iron skillet here. So we'll put this aside here. So we've got our one egg. Inside of this, I'm going to put in 1 tablespoon of Dijon mustard. We're going to use 1 tablespoon of mayonnaise, whatever you prefer, brand-wise. I'm going to do 1 teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce, 1 teaspoon of some hot sauce, just for a little bite. Now, Old Bay seasoning, it is a must. We've got to do it. So I'm going to put in 1 teaspoon of Old Bay, just like so. And last but not least, a teaspoon of lemon juice, just like that. Now, we just mix this all together, simple and easy. Now, I want you to pay attention to those measurements. This is important because if this was too much, again, we're back to more of a liquid, and it's gonna your cakes aren't gonna form properly and they're gonna crumble. And we don't want that. That's the whole purpose of this video. So you really want to adhere to the measurements here. This is for 1 can. If you're making 2 cans, then of course you want to double the mixture in here, okay? Now, let's get back over here and let's get back to our our salmon cakes here. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put in our liquid, like so. Just like that. Now, here is one of my main tricks, secrets that I believe really will help bind this correctly. I'm not using flour, I'm not using panko breadcrumbs, I'm not using saltine crackers, which I've used before, which are delicious. I prefer potato flakes for the binder, okay? Potato flakes. You can buy them in the regular grocery store, they're in the aisle. These are excellent for this particular recipe. And so what you want to do is we're going to use 1/2 cup. Again, it's really important to kind of be precise here because this is what's going to keep everything locked in together. Now, what we want to do here, get your hands and go ahead and get everything mixed in just like so. Just like that. And you can see it's coming together nicely. It's holding together nicely. All the flavors are being dispersed. And then once you have it all mixed in, here is secret number 2. Let's go back to secret number 1 was drain thoroughly and refrigerate after draining. Secret number 2, once you've added your sauce mixture and your potato flakes and mix it all in, I want you to let this sit again another 15 minutes. Just let it sit. You want to have all of these spices and seasonings to come in and really kind of become a family, as we talk about, okay? Just get to know each other because that is actually enhancing the flavor as it sits. So let this sit 15 minutes. This also is going to help with the binding process. If we were to just go ahead and start forming these right now and put it into the cast iron skillet, we may start to see them crumble again. So let them sit. So let this sit for about 10-15 minutes. When we come back, we'll start to mold them, and then I'll show you exactly what we're gonna do. We're gonna fry them up. They're gonna look unbelievably delicious and amazing. Stay right there, be right back. All right, come on in here. This has been resting for about 15 minutes, exactly what we're looking for. So now, I have a little half sheet pan here, and I have some panko breadcrumbs. You could put flour on the bottom of here if you want to, or saltines if you wanted to, or a mixture of both or two. But I think panko is perfect for this recipe, okay? And this also helps just to get the final crust on the outside. But I promise you, if you follow this properly, you will not have salmon cakes fall apart on you again. So let's go ahead and these should make, 1 can should make 4 patties. And we're just gonna roll them up just like that and put them right on the panko. And it smells amazing already. Just like that. And last one here. And using your hands, you can really feel the binder coming together. Now, one of the mistakes that people do make also that does not keep salmon cakes together is that there's too much breading, okay? And that's because you've had too much liquid and then you add too much breading and then you have a whole nother issue at hand, because then what happens then is that now, to compensate for the too much liquid, you've started to add more breading in there, whether it's the potato flakes or whether it's saltine crackers or whether it's flour or whatever you're putting, and now you're too dry. So not only is it going to break up on you, but now you've got a very, very dry, flavorless salmon cake, and no one wants that, okay? Now, get this aside. So what we're going to do is we're just going to flip these over so they can adhere to the breadcrumb. And again, this is not have to be totally immersed with breadcrumbs, but I do like a little bit outside texture. Just like that. Perfect. And by the way, you know, if you've ever wondered why one dish is, you know, full of flavor, why another one just kind of completely falls flat, that's exactly why I created the Chef Brian's Kitchen digital download. There'll be a link in the description box below. You know, this is not a cookbook, okay? It's nearly 180 pages. It's a digital handbook built from more than of my 40 years of cooking and teaching. And inside you're gonna find things like flavor building techniques, cooking mistakes, all kinds of stuff. But most importantly, it's gonna help you understand not just what to do, but more importantly, why it works. Again, if you would like a copy of the digital download, I'll leave a link in the description box below, along with this entire recipe for you to download. Okay, so now we've got our cakes here. Perfect, ready to go. So we're gonna have a cast iron skillet today. You could use a stainless steel pan if you want, not a problem at all. Whatever you want to do, they all work pretty well. I like cast iron. I just think it just gives it a nice color and just adheres to the bottom a lot better. But again, if you don't have one, stainless steel frying pan is perfectly fine. Extra virgin olive oil, we're gonna put it in the bottom of the pan. And normally I would stop about right there, but we're not frying these or like deep frying these at all, but I do want to get just a little bit extra oil on the bottom, just like that, okay? Perfect. And we want to get this up to a medium high heat. Now it's on high heat right now, but once this starts to get some heat on it, I'm going to turn this down to a medium. Okay, because if it's too high, you're gonna burn the crumbs. We don't want that either. So we're gonna turn this down to a medium and it's almost ready to go. You can see we always look for the waves. See the waves? There we go. And now, turn that down to about a medium and off we go. And one last push, just to make sure those crumbs are in there. And in we go. One last push, and in we go. Full of flavor. Push, push, push. There we go. Okay. These are going to do their thing. Now let's talk about reason number 3 your salmon cakes fall apart. It's because you're flipping them too fast. This is why I've turned it down to a medium, and this is why my famous phrase that I love to tell you all, let cooking cook. It's time now to really just let everything come together. If I was to flip these too early, that's when you're going to start breaking up the process of science and cooking, which is so important. Just let it go. We're going to give these about another 2 to 3 minutes. We'll flip them over on the other side and do the same. Don't go anywhere. Be right back. All right, come on in here. It's been about 3, almost 5 minutes, maybe 4 minutes. What we want to do is you just want to take it. I use a finger right here, and I just help turn it over. Look at that. Finger and just turn it over. Delicious. Last one. Look at that. And as you can see, they're holding together beautifully. Not crumbling, not falling apart. It's exactly what we're looking for. Here's what I want to do. I'm going to let these go for about another 2 minutes. When we come back, I'm going to plate it up. But I also want to show you one last step that makes these just so delicious and succulent. We're almost home. Don't go anywhere. Be right back. All right, come on in here. Look at our beautiful salmon cakes holding together nice and firm. Oh, they look so delicious. The peppers and onion are cooked perfectly. They've held together. That binder did exactly what we wanted to do because we used the proper techniques of resting, okay? And of course, the very first, very, very important tool or a technique that we used is that we drained and then we squeezed and then we refrigerated. Very, very important. When you're using canned salmon, it is a must. Otherwise, you're gonna run into this back and forth with too wet, too dry, too wet, too dry. Do it this way, you're gonna end up with great product in the end. At the very last minute, what I like to do is I like to get a little saute pan here, some high heat. I've got a half a stick of unsalted butter. And I need some lemon juice. Hold on one minute there. Okay, I've got my lemon juice, so we're gonna put in about a tablespoon, just like that. And then I've got some chives. Now I can turn the heat completely off here because I don't want to brown the butter. And I've got some chives. And I really think chives is really the only option here. I mean, if you wanted to use green onion, fine, but I like the chives. It's just I don't know, very, very beautiful flavor that chive gives. I think it's a little more deeper flavor of onion than a green onion, but pretty much the same, I would say. So we've got this, and you know, who doesn't like lemon butter on seafood, right? So what I like to do is just like this, and just mix it all around, and then right at the last minute before I take it to the table, we just go like this. And there you have it. Beautiful, delicious salmon cakes or salmon patties that did not break up. That is the key of this whole video, is cooking salmon cakes. Look, most of the time you think it was your recipe, right? Your recipe is probably fine. It's the techniques that you were using with the recipe. Were you draining the liquid out of the can long enough? Did you refrigerate it afterwards? In your binding, did you use the proper, measurements to make sure that you're not using too much liquid, like 3 eggs instead of just the 1 egg that we used, a tablespoon of mustard, a tablespoon of mayonnaise. These are all important because if you have it too liquidy, you're gonna be adding more bread. Then once you do get it, if it doesn't crack, it's gonna taste all bread, and we don't want that either. Perfect recipe. Look at this. Unbelievable salmon cakes or salmon patties that did not crack. That's what we're talking about right there, right here at Chef Brian's Kitchen. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Chef Brian's Kitchen. I am Chef Brian. I look forward to seeing you right here next time. But until then, remember, as always, eat well and stay healthy.